Hey.
What's up, guys? Welcome to What the Fuck Happened Last Night. I'm Ed, that's Reese, that's Ryan, and Jay's back again this week. I haven't got an intro ready, so Reese, what's your favourite brand of instant noodles?
Ooh, that's actually a banger question.
I don't eat pot noodles at all.
Oh yeah, all he eats is pizza.
No, I feel like they're quite an overrated. Yeah, they're quite an overrated uni snack, to be fair, mate.
Nah, fuck right off. There is nothing better. Got fuck all energy to cook anything than just popping a fucking pot noodle.
The two students that have been in the absolute struggle here and the one that hasn't. Like,
mate,
I am sorry, but like, there's very few things that taste as good for so little effort.
I mean, this is low hanging fruit. I'm not going to make this joke. I'm not going to.
I had to you. I knew better than to say.
Oh man. I mean, like, you know, Loco's Foods is tolerable.
Wait, I'm wearing my bar staff shirt right now, so shush. Don't hate on.
When you're wearing a bar staff shirt, we can't insult Locos.
No, I'm saying don't hate on my don't hate on my team.
What do you mean your team? You're going to graduate before you're able to get another shift, so shut the fuck up, mate.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the... Well, not in the chat. I was speaking to Ollie about that and was a bit sad. We're like, next year, they're not going to have any supervisors at all, and half of the already shit staff aren't going to be there as well.
Wait, it's right. They're still going to take just as long as they was to deliver drinks as it was before the lockdown.
Yeah.
Wait, Reese, what shirt do you have on? What shirt you got?
Like you got for the uni.
Yeah.
What shirt you got on, Ryan?
I'm double vexed up, so I've got my like Vex hoodie, and then I've got like my Vex volunteer t-shirt.
I feel like this is a little slide onto someone's shirt.
Jay, you know that I'm not wearing a shirt under this. If you truly want me to flash it,
I've got to ask though, Jay, what shirt are you wearing? Because that looks fucking nice.
I'm wearing the great shirt from the people at Elite Clothing, which are also...
Oh, that looks like high quality material as well.
It's also guaranteed boyfriend material, so, you know, wear it. You get
What's happened with Frank? Wait, what's happened with Frank?
This is what pulled Frank. No, it's the guys over at Elite Clothing who sponsored it again. We'll leave the discount code below in the link. WTFHLN, EC's capital, rest lowercase. Sort yourselves out, yeah. Nice one.
That's it. I mean, I'm not trying to say that Jay is not a handsome fellow, but I think I've never seen him in such fine.
I've never been so close to going gay in my life.
That is a lie.
That is a lie. You had like two boyfriends.
You're the person here who can't say that.
I missed 1 week of recording and Eddie's turning gay for me. Come back and Eddie's like, oh,
bro, it's the abandonment issues, you know.
Yeah,
those weird things
I spent all of last week's episode just convincing Eddie that the best thing to do would be to shag you. Jack was so confused.
What? Wait, I don't remember this. What?
I don't remember this.
I was joking. It didn't happen.
It's alright, right? It's alright.
Yeah. I mean, we've got quite an interesting topic to go through because Big J over here was on some big YouTube video, big old feature calling out big old BJ. Tell us about what happened, how it went.
Yeah. Zach and Jay, no, not me, the other Jay.
So is there like just one big group chat with all the J's in London, and then you've like in the UK, and you've just been like, and he's just been like, yeah, does anyone want to take part in the video?
It was a bit weird. I struggled to get into that because they thought it was Jai. I was like, great. No, Zach put Zach put on Twitter saying like, if you could say one thing to Boris, what would it be? Like, I thought, you know what? He's not going to see it. Other people who follow me will watch it if they want and be like, haha, funny. And then he replied and he was like, can we use this? I was like, absolutely, mate. Originally, I thought like initially he was just going to put it in a clip on a video. I had no idea they were going to project it onto the House of Parliament. And as soon as they put the image on Instagram, I swiped to like see it, and I just see my face pop up, and I went,
yeah, it's like the first frame. That's it.
Yeah, it's the one frame that pops up when you scroll, like you swipe back, and I was like, oh, that's mental. I was like, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So like, yeah, and I watched it, and he used like 3 seconds of my clip. I was like, I made it. The amount of people that text me, like, there's 2, text me going like, wow, well done. I'm like, thanks guys, proud of me.
Yes, there's basically a video of RJ saying, "You've done a great job at fucking up the country" to Boris
The whole
Johnson.
clip is fantastic.
Yeah, no, that was so good. Honestly, I skipped past most of the video because it was late and I just wanted to see your bit. But I'll watch it again tonight.
How was your wank? Was it good?
Sorry?
How was your wank?
Oh, I use your
Your
Insta
face
for that.
Like, yeah, a lot of people do.
I mean, I'm saying that you're the only person out of anyone here that I've seen that's gotten a big old Valentine's Day package.
I mean, wait, which package?
Oh, because like there was best.
The actual package was nice, but my package is like it's free to ship because it's so small. So.
Are we talking about each other's penises here, just to clarify?
That was
Yes and
true,
no.
yes, Eddie.
A bit of both. A bit of both.
Yeah, both. Yeah, I got
Alright,
it.
I
I've
really
got
do
a
subtlety, so
I've got a
like either we're
podcast
talking about dicks or presents, so
I've
So
got a
the
podcast topic for us today.
Oh, go on.
All right. Let's say we woke up, right? All of us, and we were in real life, but it's like a simulation or whatever. So there was no consequences after the fact. But there's a competition of who can get the fastest time, so speed running, getting sent to prison. How do you go about setting the highest score?
I instantly whip my dick out and start pissing on people.
Surely you'd get
Huh?
like shy. Because you know when there's a lot of people
Brian
around and...
just said there's no consequences.
Yeah, no,
So
but...
once this game is over, like you go back to your normal life, like nothing
Yeah.
ever happened.
So
Yeah,
it
but-
doesn't matter if I get. there's nothing to get shy about. It's a simulation. No,
No,
one's
but
going to remember it.
does your dick ever get shy when like you're trying to piss in front of a load of people and then...
No, you know what? That
Piss.
actually helps.
Reese, can you stop projecting?
Like, I piss better with an audience, if anything.
Fair enough. Respect
Eddie, have you
that.
ever pissed on Eddie? Have you ever pissed on anyone?
Me.
Yes.
Next question,
And not
please.
for like a jellyfish thing or something.
Next question, please.
Didn't you have a good
Jay,
time at the
why would you
beach?
get arrested?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, Eddie. I thought you were gonna say like something like you'd run into a nursery with your dick out. I'm like, that's a good way.
No,
That's an M&M.
Reese's department. I wouldn't do that.
I'd run up to.
No, Reese is more a preschool.
Huh?
I live pretty close to a police station, so I'd just run in naked and just throw punches, like quick and easy, innit?
So what I'm gathering from
Why
this,
do you
out
have
of
to
two
be
of us,
naked for
right,
that?
like I'm gathering out of the two of us
Oh,
that
really?
if there were no consequences whatsoever, our default state is being butt naked. So I'm going to read into that a little bit further than I should be, and
I mean, to be fair, how many of us have had lucid dreams?
I had one tonight actually, last night.
Did you actually? Have you never had? Have Jay and Reese never had a lucid dream ever?
No.
Wow. Oh shit. Well, that's to
You're
make
not,
this
I
conversation.
mean, I would say you're missing out, but like it gets old after a while.
Says that's only because you sound like you're spoiled with them.
No, like I learned how to do it because what you do is
Oh.
like, so if you write 1, 2, 3, 4 on
Yeah,
your
yeah.
fingers, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4 because when you're dreaming, your mind doesn't comprehend alphabet and numbers correctly. So in real life, it would say 1, 2, 3, 4. In the dream, it would say like A, B, like ambers, whatever.
You've got to train yourself to like constantly be looking at
Yeah,
that.
you've got to train yourself to constantly check, and then you have to train yourself that if you're in the dream, don't panic because you will wake up. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
stay calm, then it's fine.
So
It's what you
I
choose
had
to
a
do with the
period.
lucid dream. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a period of trying to lucid, like to train myself to lucid dream, and I got quite close. But every time that I started realizing it was a lucid dream, I would just wake up.
Like, whenever I think the first time I managed to lucid dream, I was like 15.
Really, I had like one when I was like 8. It was
No,
awesome as
I
fuck.
mean, I don't know, it's just one of them things. And like, what would you choose to do in a lucid dream?
Well, in theory, probably fly and like hold hands with someone because I don't get to do those things in real life. But when I was 8, it was more of like I'm in my pajamas on the street. This can't be real. So I must be in a dream. So I just got bollock naked and like walked past my school, and it was
Again, it's always naked. When
That's
we
why
go to the classes, we get naked.
Ryan, that wasn't a lucid dream, mate. you
Oh.
were like...
fuck.
In my first ever lucid dream, I got butt fucking naked and body slammed Mike Tyson for no fucking reason.
I mean,
Yeah.
all power to you.
You know, I'm never going to get to do it in real life. So essentially, the first time I was exposed to basically a simulation where I could do whatever the fuck I want, I basically chose to sexually assault a famous boxer.
Yeah.
So,
Brighton's face. It's just like...
I was going to say something.
Everyone have a good week.
Not.
Send it there.
So Reese, how would you speedrun going to jail, being sent to jail?
do we have to speedrun? Like, could we
You're
theoretically
trying to get the
just do
fastest
it?
time. No, you have to get the fastest time.
Fastest time, then... But that's pretty
Let's
boring,
say
though,
like,
'cause
if you're not in the let's say if you're not in the top 10, you can't go back to the real world at all. You're fucked. Game over.
But there's only 4 of us, so all of us
Yeah,
are getting into the top 10.
I'm just putting that pressure, so you're at least trying to get into.
Well,
There's
I
no
don't-
pressure because there's only 4 of us.
No, in like everyone, and let's say everyone like in the world is doing.
Oh, I see,
You can
I
ask
see.
this every time we've got a guest as well. That could be our, like, you know, like Jack Makes Happy Hour. We asked
Yeah.
about this is just our version.
Speedrun.
How would
Speedrun
you?
going
How
to
quickly
jail.
you get arrested without getting your knob out?
Without getting your knob out. Oh, that's an interesting. Alright, Reese, go on.
Well, I don't have a station near me, so I think the best thing I could do would be go outside.
You're allowed to choose like a starting location, and one thing to start with.
Well, then the easiest thing would just be to go inside, like, do what Jay did, just go inside a station and just, like, beat someone up or something.
Yeah, but like, do you reckon that that's the fastest? Because I'm trying to think. Because I only thought
Well,
about
no,
this afternoon.
the fastest would be if you went in there with a weapon of some sort.
Oh, but being sent to prison is different than being sent to jail.
No, I've
Like,
got
I'm
one.
thinking being sent to. You got to think about.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
way
You would have
everything
to,
will
like,
everything will be done as quickly as possible, and that like something bad enough that they've got to make it like happen immediately.
yeah, so if you went in with, like, a knife or a gun or something, and, like, obviously, because you wouldn't want to kill someone, like, shot someone in the leg or something,
No, you can kill people because it's a simulate. Like everything goes back to normal the next day.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I wouldn't want to. But then that would still be grievous body harm,
Yeah.
and you would still go to prison.
Reese is that guy who decided to skip the no Russian mission on ethical grounds.
I'm not gonna lie to you, and I don't know how bad it's gonna make me sound, but I feel like this is a good point for the podcast. I was thinking about this earlier. Like, if there was no consequences at all, like, let's say you were immortal and you lived forever, right? And you just done like 2,000 years of just being a good person, right? Do you not think that eventually you would just get bored and do shitty things because you've got fuck all else to do?
Yeah.
Mate, I'm like that after 23 years.
Yeah, so like, Reese, are you really gonna sit there with a straight face and saying like, with no consequences, for the sake of you coming back to your real world the next day, you wouldn't kill someone?
Well, if it depends who was in there. If it's like some
I'm not saying it would
families or
be
some
easy.
shit.
I'm just saying like,
20 years from now, Reese gets cancelled for not instantly saying no. Boxing career over. Reese is a famous boxer and they dig up this clip.
boxing what?
But I won't lie, this podcast is just
This
gonna.
podcast is the death of Reese.
It's
I think
cancel
I found
central
out-
for all of us.
The easiest way to get arrested, the quickest as well. Stand outside Buckingham
It's not
Palace.
getting arrested. It's being sent to jail.
Oh, okay.
Like to
yeah,
prison.
stand
To prison.
outside-
Sorry, not jail.
Stand outside Buckingham Palace and scream that you got a bomb and try and jump over the gate. Or throw something at
No,
Buckingham
you'd get shot. You wouldn't get sent to prison, you'd get shot.
Palace. Even better, innit, mate? You die.
No, I mean, in a way, heaven is the ultimate prison.
That actually makes my thought process of it a lot more risky. Because if you
Yeah,
die,
definitely.
then you're fucked. Because I was gonna say mine would just be black in America, but actually then you'd be like the likelihood of dying. Then you're kind of fucked.
no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh,
Oh.
oh no. Ryan, no, mate, don't,
I don't want
Well, yeah, I didn't think about the getting like shot part and dying. That's a good point. I have to reconsider.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Jay, unplug this mic again.
Oh.
Jay, your mic's unplugged.
Oh.
I am not touching this with a 10-mile pole.
I ain't taking part in this. How's everyone's weekend been?
Topic jar.
Oh yeah, actually, topic jar, because we didn't get topic jar last week. Because we had big old Jack on.
Go on, Reese. Go on.
I feel like that might need to get cut out.
Nah, come on. Okay, why would that need to be cut out?
Bro, did you hear what you said?
I did. Am I wrong?
I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved. Any topic jar, please.
Best film ever made.
Best film?
Yeah.
As in objectively or favourite?
I would say if you was to try, aliens land and they are like, we have a specific interest in your cinema industry, and you had to show them like the magnum opus.
Human Centipede. Just make them think we're all.
Ryan, what is going on with you today, mate? What is happening?
No, imagine humans pick one aliens pick one random movie, and it happens to be Human Centipede, and then that's what they think human civilization is like.
Ryan literally woke up today and chose controversy. That's what he did. Ryan was like, "Today I'm gonna be very controversial." Jesus. Right, Reese.
I don't rate the movie. I've not even seen it. I just think it'd be funny that aliens would think that's what human civilization was like.
So you're just choosing to fuck with the aliens?
I mean, surely if you've got if it's your. Are you not telling me that if fucking NASA
Are there consequences to it though?
Oh,
yeah, but who cares at that point? We're all gonna get fucked.
This episode.
Any more intelligent life form is gonna realize that the human race is fully scuffed, and we're fucked either way. So we might as well fuck about for the last little bit.
How did we get from what's the greatest film ever made to I reckon we should show aliens Human Centipede because it'll be funny.
I mean, Jay,
Ryan,
I thought you was going to say Belle Delphine's Sex Tape. I mean...
right, again, not me even bringing it up, you know, it's not me.
He's put that disclosure in there just in case Frank watches this.
Yeah. Don't be mad at me.
I'm in the DM.
No, you're not.
DM Frank the clip.
B-Day present. Jay, just buy him 1 month of Belle Delphine's OnlyFans.
No, just a Belle Delphine bedsheet. That'll be
When's your birthday, Jay?
October. A while ago, boys.
Can we all chip in and get him a Belle Delphine body pillow?
Oh, not happen. No,
I think bed sheets better because then we can see it in the podcast.
Exist, or would we have to get that custom made?
I swear
it
to
probably
God,
exists.
We all chip in and get him a pink Fiat 500.
Jay, show us your Amazon shopping cart. We'll see if it's a real thing.
I'll have a look. I'm gonna look.
Because if it exists, it's definitely in there.
What, bed sheets?
No, body pillow.
Oh my God, the bed sheets are real. What is
That's
that?
fucked.
What? No.
He's saying this now, but as soon as the podcast ended, he's going straight to
We're
check.
just going to see Jay with a French new bedspread next week.
Can you get me one each, please? Wait, Belle Delphine. What is it? Body pillow.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh God, here we go.
So we're buying him a body pillow, yeah?
That's not even the worst thing that's been searched on his Google history in the last hour.
Hey, behave.
Oh my.
Yeah.
How much is it?
I don't know. It was just on images. It wasn't on the shop, and it was just on images.
So Reese, what's the one film that you would show aliens?
You know, have any of you seen the film Battleships?
Nah.
I swear that.
Don't think
Are
so.
you talking about the film where it's like? Is it got aliens in it?
Yeah. It's
That film
sick.
is absolutely tragic. What are you on about?
What, mate? It did really well.
Why do we keep asking Reese for his opinion?
Ryan, both of your opinions have been absolute wank and controversial as shit. What are you on about?
What is your honest opinion on Michael Bay as a director?
Like the original Transformers. After that, pretty shit.
All right, I'm done. Okay.
What? The original Transformers were good.
Especially at the time that we would have been watching it.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, Eddie, to answer your question about great films, one I watched for the first time last week, Demolition Man.
I watched that earlier this week as well.
Ooh, do you know
Great
what I
film.
would show? Do you know what I'd show aliens? I don't know if you guys seen it. There's a film called Life Itself, and it's basically like a almost 3-hour film, I think, or it's like 2 hours or whatever, where it's like getting you to fall like in love with 3 families, like the characters, because they're so like genuinely awesome and going through such hardship, and then basically killing everyone. It's like like a lot of people die, and it's like a beautiful fucking story, right? But everyone who's seen it cries like a bitch because it's like a fucking tearjerker. And I would watch Life Itself, and I'd want to watch it with the aliens and see what their reaction to those emotions are.
Is it one of those films where if they don't cry, you just assume that?
Oh, you're a monster. You're a monster.
It's like Clouds. Is it Clouds? The one about the about the lad with cancer. I watched that at like 3 in the morning. I bawled my eyes out.
Mate,
Like,
there's
that
plenty
is-
of films with lads with cancer. You've got to be a bit more specific, mate.
It's on Disney Plus. So basically, he has cancer, and him and his best
I
friend.
haven't seen it.
They basically want to become musicians and they write their own lyrics and stuff. And then there's one part of the film where they go to I can't remember what his name is. Jason Mraz. They go to one of his concerts and they go, imagine people singing your song, like everyone. And then at the very end of the film, he's basically on, spoiler alert for anyone watching this, he's on stage and like he's singing his song and like the cancer starts killing him on stage and he's like gasping for air. And then everyone starts singing this song, and the camera goes up to the sky. I'm like, no.
No.
At like 5 in the morning, me tearing up, like into my sheets, so like sobbing. I was like, nah, mate, it was awful. That's probably one of the only films that have made me sob. Like I've cried at different films, like not cried, but teared up. That ended me. That proper.
Yeah, like I've got a couple like tearjerker films that are like my go-tos, and they're like 3 out of 5 of them have cancer-related
It's
tragedies.
sad, isn't it?
It made it really scuffed when I found out my dad had cancer last year, because like most of my experience with cancer is like those films, and I was like, oh fuck. But luckily we're on the other side.
I think the film that hit me the hardest, and like I think it was mainly because of my age, was Bridge to Terabithia.
I've not
Not seen that.
I've heard about it though. I've not seen it. I've heard about it.
That film fucked me up. That film fucked me up. Like, have you seen it? Anyone here?
No.
Should we talk about something more that Reese can get more involved with, because obviously he's an emotionless bastard.
Can I just say
So
one
he
thing?
can't really-
I have
he can't-
emotions.
When I watched that film, that Clouds, about that kid with cancer, my mum's best friend of like 40 years died of cancer. Like 2 weeks after that happened, I said to her, "Do you want to watch this film? Do you want to watch this film?"
No.
Yeah, I lived spirits. She went, "You're horrible." I was like, "I know." Like it's not like in a bad way, or like make you feel happy
Yeah.
because like how beautiful life is, kind of thing. Yeah, chocky.
Now, if you need a tearjerker, Life Itself, I so recommend it. Like, damn, I'm just thinking of really sad films now. My energy for the rest of the podcast is gonna have to fucking change.
Toy Story
I mean,
3.
honestly, it beats you just throwing out fucking like just controversial bombs just for no.
I don't see
fucking
how
reason.
any of that was controversial.
I'm not touching this. I am not touching this with a 10-foot pole, right? Like,
This episode should be remotely based on trying to get Ryan to cry. Ryan, Toy Story 3
I mean-
about to die and they're holding hands.
Yeah.
Tearjerker. Tearjerker.
I'm not gonna lie, Toy Story 3, I love the movie. Don't make me cry. I get that it was sad, and I obviously felt moved by it. But
I thought that was it.
I never like Toy Story was never like that film for me. Do you know what I mean? Like I watched it probably later in my life and shit.
I thought you were gonna go Toy Story 3. Yeah, I love the film. I was like, you're gonna continue? You're like, but it's not for me. I'm like, there it is.
I mean, I still haven't got around to watching Toy Story 4 yet. Like that's how.
No,
I'm sure I'll enjoy it, but I just I'm not that like involved. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you're talking about Disney Plus. Until WandaVision, the only thing I'd use my Disney Plus for was watching Hamilton like 15 times and watching that Muppets ABC show. That's all I've used my Disney Plus for.
Everyone keeps telling me to watch WandaVision. I just.
Okay. I'm so excited for MCU MCU TV shows, and like the WandaVision show has just been so enjoyable. I recommend, if you haven't watched it yet, wait until it's all out before like the whole season's done before watching it, because especially if you're not familiar with the comics and the storyline, it's really slow to pick up and confusing for some people. Like, I like people who like have stopped watching it after the second episode because they just didn't get it. But that's just because it's taking a while to get into things. But the setup is so important for what they're leading up to. Oh, I can't wait. And like the small little, I don't want to go into it because it's spoilers, but like the small little intricacies of like MCU and other things that they're bringing back, and just like the sort of callbacks and shit, the little subtle things just make me so happy. Can I say like one moment? It's not really a spoiler at all. I don't think that much. It's like, can I say it?
Yeah, go for it. Reese, put a spoiler warning here.
I'm asking Eddie because I know he's a bit like me with spoilers. It's not a spoiler on the storyline in any way.
I mean,
and if you've been on Twitter in the last week,
I'm being perfectly honest. Right. Two things.
Yeah.
One, I'm not a fan of the MCU, so this isn't going to affect me either way.
Okay, two.
Two, I've been banned off Twitter for at least 3 years. So,
I was going to say, actually, Jay, it's a good thing you weren't banned on Twitter whilst they were doing that, because you would have never been on the Big Ben. Like, crazy to think that if,
yeah, true.
any other time of the year when you're usually banned on Twitter, that wouldn't have been able to happen.
Usually banned, like I get banned every couple of weeks.
No, like the one
it's so easy to get banned on Twitter. Like, it's not even a fucking achievement anymore. Like, I remember back when I originally got banned, I was like, yes, boys, yes! Nowadays, like, all you have to do is call Kevin Bacon a see you next Tuesday, and suddenly, boom, poof, you're gone. Like,
what does my head in, right? So, I went to school with some girl who does like OnlyFans, and I see people posting pictures with their tits and their ass out, and I've seen an ad promoted tweet on Twitter. I'm like, who's this? And I scroll and it says sponsored, and they've just got the tits out. I'm like, so Twitter sponsor and push ads out?
But not safe for work. Not safe for work stuff is allowed. That's like fully legal.
But then I called Jake Paul the C word, which acceptable because he is banned for a week. All right.
I got banned off Twitter because I repeatedly posted pictures of gay porn with the guy who owns Twitter and Mark Zuckerberg. I repeatedly tweeted these pictures to the owner of Twitter for like 2 months straight. And yeah, that's the reason why I got banned off Twitter.
Jay, didn't you do a tweet like cussing out Twitter and tag Twitter support?
Yeah, I was like this was yesterday, weren't it? Some guy was basically harassing this wrestler, and he was like, "You're my wife, you're beautiful, I love you," but obsessed, saying, "Oh, your fiance better watch his back and everything. He raped her, he did all this and everything." I'm like,
oh,
what?
No.
And she's retweeted it saying, "I'm guessing this is your new account then, because his previous accounts have been banned." And I was like, "But I get banned for literally saying Jake Paul's the C word and saying like."
Wait, can we say cunt on the podcast? I beg. I don't want to
No,
do
you
this.
can. I'm just not saying it
opportunity.
because my mum's in the next room. And
With my dad, he'd come in here and judo flip me out.
like, my parents don't care about me swearing. I refuse to cross the line with the C word around them.
The moment where I realised that not as many people are so loosey goosey with the word cunt is when
I'm loosey goosey with it.
I'm saying, but when I realised that the general public isn't quite as loosey goosey as I might be. And I found
God, I'll
is
never.
when
In America, they are so
oh yeah, but even in
anal.
my
Was in Golden Corral. And
yeah,
like,
but they just don't swear. They think that.
I know. But like, as a British person, we just use it as a fucking like greeting.
Yeah,
And
so
I remember
when-
Golden Corral, and this little kid came running up to me, and he near enough ran up, and like he ended up kicking me in the shin. And I've gone in reaction, oh, you little cunt. And the mum's gone up to me, going, hey, why did you just say to my son? And I'm like, just fuck off. And she's gone, hey, buddy, you can't say that in here. Like, I'm like, I don't give a shit. Your kid just keeps me in the
in my first year at uni, we had a.
Can we please title this episode Eddie fought a child?
That's a good
Yeah,
clickbait title.
I remember when I used to work in Miller's Tab, and I don't work there anymore, so I'm happy to say this publicly, that every fucking Thursday, you know those fucking parents that would show up with their kids and get absolutely shit-faced, and you can just tell that kid is just...
Oh, you mean Legends?
And like the kid would just be running round, and like you're just waiting for the little shit to knock himself out on a table edge. And I remember like one day the kid must have been standing at the top of this flight of stairs just screaming his fucking heart out. And like for the first couple of weeks, I felt sorry for the kid. But there comes a point where I'm at the end, I've been working for 5 hours, and I just want to boot the little shit down the stairs. And I remember, I think it was either Reese or Jack what I text, just like, is it wrong if I kick a child down the stairs knowing I'd get away with it? And one of them, I think one of them went, Ed, is everything okay? I just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when the moment I realised cunt was more in my vocabulary than other people was in first year we had a flat meeting about something. And it was like, there was a lot of drama in my flat in first year. Well, not that much. It was mostly one person causing a lot of drama. And there was a fight that broke out. And I was just like, don't be a cunt. I said, don't be a cunt. And then, like, half of the people froze. And, like, most of the people in my flat were English. So I didn't think it was, like, that big of a deal. And everyone was just like, you can't say that. Well, not everyone, but most of them were like, you can't say that. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, that's rude. I'm like, oh my dad a cunt, what are you chatting? And everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And at that moment I realised maybe not everyone is just that, like, used to that word.
Culture divide, like, you know, like properly upper middle and upper class people, that word affects them a lot harder than it would people, you know.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just, it literally just depends on your upbringing.
Yeah. Like, it's one of them words I would never say it to my parents or around my parents, but like, around my mates. I mean, I recently tell you, I use that word as a greeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad was telling like me and my little brother's naughty jokes from early days and shit. He was always quite like okay with that stuff because obviously he knew that it was gonna we're gonna swear, right? So he'd rather we be comfortable and do it with him and do it appropriately. Like, we're not swearing to cause trouble. We're swearing for, like, I call people I know and like I'm familiar with a cunt, not as an insult. Whereas I wouldn't actually call someone a cunt outside of like Jake Paul and shit. But I probably do something else just because I feel like cunt doesn't have that. It is a banger. It's a banger.
I think my favourite insult is go fuck yourself with an Oyster card.
This thing is though, so
how would you if you had to do that? How would you go about it?
I don't want to think about that because I'm afraid it would like split your ass open, given like the.
You would go ask, right?
Huh? How else would you do it?
Like, cut a hole in it.
Cut a hole? Oh no! You're fucking yourself with it. You're not fucking it.
I mean, yours is quite long, Eddie. You could cut a hole in it and still fuck yourself. Anyway, stopping, Josh.
I've got something to write. So
no, go on.
Right, so I don't know if any of you have seen this, but on Twitter, I've just seen it just now. Weetabix.
I saw this. Oh my god.
Why should bread have all the fun when there's Weetabix? Serving up Heinz beans on Bix for breakfast with a twist.
Yeah,
that was horrible.
So Domino's replied, "Us, pineapple on pizza is the most controversial food ever."
US, like in the States.
I'm gonna have to hit this with a delete this nephew. Like...
Nando's put, "You okay, hun? DMs are open if you need to talk." Saves with beans have no authority here. No authority at all. Little put baby, okay, you've hardly touched your Weetabix and beans. West Yorkshire Police? Even though this is criminal, please don't bring us to report it.
That's what I do love about what's become corporate, like social media, is that they've started like realizing that if they take the piss, people will rate them more. So like the whole like Wendy's like replying to people on Twitter shit, like that was the sort of bigger kickoff for it, at least in the States. And now everyone's like Twitter accounts is partially meme, and I love it. I'm all for it.
I've opened up one of the topics from the topic jar, and it just says, "Girl, you thicker than a bowl of oatmeal."
I mean, you are, to be fair.
Yeah, very thick.
There is a bit of an echo, by the way.
Very thick.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
I'm just thinking for the audio listeners that might be listening on Spotify.
Ryan, was that alright? You look like you had a little face spasm there.
Yeah.
Hey mate, you can take what you can get these days.
Oh man, no.
Reese, how's everything with you in life?
That's not, dude, I feel like that's not. I don't like asking people that question anymore because everyone's fucking everything is scuffed at the moment. Everyone's going
no
through
one's
a
doing
fucking
anything.
stinker of a time. Like that, I feel like that's the worst question to ask someone.
Alright, sorry.
I do have something I need to say, which is somewhat related to this.
My mate.
So, okay, I know certain people from the server watch this, and what I will say is, I'm not dead. I'm just taking a break from Discord.
Then you post
Because-
on Snapchat about it anyway, so they would know.
No, but I'm talking. You know the server which I was admin on, which had like 4K people in it.
Oh, wait, people from that
I've
watch it.
logged on to Discord today, and I have had 200 unread messages saying, "Where are you? Why did you leave?" And like,
Oh, you broke your streak
you're
and you're just
missed,
too
man. You're
embarrassed.
missed.
I mean, some people have assumed that I've broken my streak, and like mate, can I talk about this? Like,
Yeah, go on.
okay, so I'm
I mean,
gonna tell
after
you the
what I said today,
saga.
I feel like the bar is low.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the saga of what's happened on this server over the past. Over the past 4 months.
Right, hello everyone, this is Reese. Basically, Ed said something that isn't really public knowledge, so out of respect of the people from his server, we're cutting that out. But if you would like to get in touch about joining Ed's server, I will put the link to his no porn server in the description of this video. And now we will go to Jay talking about his very controversial teachers. Sweet, cheers guys.
When I was in college, there was a discussion between a group of people and my tutor, and the group of people turned around and said, "Oh, if you are sexually attracted to anyone underage, you're wrong." And I turned around and said, "Well, I agree. If you're sexually attracted to someone underage, but if you go, I don't want to be, I need help." More power to you. Like, get help to stop you.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you recognise that it's a problem and you proactively seek help for it, at that point, yeah, all the power to you, alright? But if you know that it's wrong and you choose to act on it, you should be shot against the wall.
Exactly. And then my tutor turned around and said, "So you're saying the same about gays, bis, and lesbians?" What? And she went, if you're gay, bi, or lesbian, it's wrong until you act upon it. I said, "When did I ever say that?" And then we got to know. I went, "I'm out." And I turned around and I went, I walked out. I was like, "I can't be asked for this."
So you had a tutor that compared paedophilia
Yeah.
to people's sexuality.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't think that college could get more dumb, and it did. But anyway, Eddie, continue with your story.
Lady was on break for about a month. You know, I'm not gonna lie, modding this Discord server, I know that it sounds fucking pathetic because it's the Discord server, but it does wear you down after a while.
Oh yeah, especially when it's that fucking awful. Shit happens.
Yeah, it gets really bad at certain points. I mean, Reese will tell you, him and a girl once as a joke, and everyone instantly hopped on her and just abused her until the point where she had to leave the server.
So how is this
No,
server
she got
like a thing?
banned.
Yeah, and like
You lot were absolute morons. I won't lie.
Yeah, we've like I have kind of put in initiatives recently to try and like cut down on the toxicity, but the problem is it's just, bro, like sometimes I just sit there and I think, delete this, nephew. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, anyway, so like I understood why Lay wanted to go on a break for a month, so he went on a break for a month, and then he came back and he was just being a complete pain in the arse. Like, we have rules in the staffing. Don't leak stuff from staff chat is rule number 1. Like, just don't do it. I know that it's a Discord server, but
It's principle. It's principle.
yeah, it's principle. If we are discussing something private, leaking it to your best friend, no. Rule number 2. It's a fucking nofap server. Don't share sexual gifts. That goes without saying. Like, and they were just doing.
Is that the server you added me to?
Huh?
That's the server you added me to.
Yeah, that's the server I'm going to.
Because loads of people were like, oh, I was like, oh, stress me out. I was trying to watch YouTube.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do this.
I really struggle with big Discord servers. Like, I mean, I've got quite a few. Like, if I go down my list of Discord server, I've got to scroll on my whole laptop. But like, none of the ones I use have more than 50. I think the biggest one I use regularly is R1 for gaming, and that's only because we've got people on it that hop on and off, and like apart from that, only a certain group of people active. But I really struggle with really big Discord servers.
Yeah, I mean, like with really big ones, like the way I've learned to cope with them. This is off topic, but the way I've learned, like I kind of learn with them by like, you find your friends on there and you talk to them, and what you end up doing, you use big Discord servers as a place to make other friends, and then you splinter off.
I lie.
But,
I'm part of one really big Discord server, and this is gonna out me for being the Minecraft nerd I am. I'm in the Technoblade channel member Discord server, which is a big server, but it's like a Minecraft YouTuber. It's wholesome as fuck. It's only people who are members to this channel, so it's like.
Is this like a Patreon thing?
So you know how YouTube has the join thing now. So it's like you subscribe to a YouTuber like on Twitch.
Okay.
So you pay monthly, or I've got YouTube Premium, so I get 1 free membership a month. So and one of the perks for Technoblade is you get to be part of his server, where he obviously releases like announcements for when he's going to go live and videos. But obviously there's channels for people to just chat about all the stuff that's going on in the like the Dream SMP and shit, and it's really nice and only really cool people on it, from what I've experienced. That's the only like big Discord server I'm a part of that I haven't had or seen.
Aside from the no porn server, the only other big Discord server which I was active on is the one with like 15k people in it. I think it's called Daddy.
Of course it is.
Yeah, don't judge me, right? It was like one of the first ones I joined. I stayed in it for a while. I made a couple of friends in there, but like I left eventually again because paedophile mods. But like it's one of them things. It's a real problem on Discord.
That's such a I mean I never realized how big it was. Not only like apart from like the couple TikToks I'd seen where people were taking the piss out of it, but like until you like just talked about it now, I never realized how much of a genuine.
But the problem is, like, this is the reason why, like, so I'm going to get back to what I was saying, because you'll realise how someone can weaponise this in the situation where they don't like someone. Lay essentially, so we kicked him off the mod team, and I've wanted to be doing it for a while because he is a pain in the arse, like, but what we essentially said was, alright, you have been acting like essentially an EFOT for close to 4 months, and we've been letting you get away with it because you're a guy. But the truth is, if a girl on the server was doing this, we would mute them. And, it's actually sexist for us to let you get away with it because you're a guy. So that's one of the reasons, among other things. And he went absolutely mental. Like he was doing that thing where you act like you're not pissed off, but you equally throw such a ridiculous amount of shade at every possible opportunity. And he essentially, as revenge, accused one of the admins of being a paedophile because he was 15, and he said the admin was actively flirting with him. The admin didn't do this. Joeezy is my friend. I know for a fact he didn't do this because he actually let me log into his account and read the DMs. And like, I know he didn't do this, and he confirmed it without a shadow of a doubt. And
Yeah.
so what happened was, they accused him of being there. Suddenly, we had everyone on, and because how often stuff like this happens, everyone believed it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happened. We had to deal with that the day after. Like, so Lay got banned for this, because after we proved that this wasn't actually what happened, Lay got banned from it. Day after, he accused, there's 3 admins, me, Zuko, and Joeezy. The day after, he accused Zuko of it. At which point, I'm like, okay, well, I know for a fact Weezy didn't do this, because at this point, he is just going through all of the admins, trying to discredit them. And then what happened was he just gradually just started telling stories that got weirder and weirder and weirder. Like he was just failing. He got to the point where he was telling so many lies, he was getting caught up and like contradicting himself, and nobody was taking him seriously at any point of that.
Yeah. Well.
And this went on for like a week. Eventually, got to the point where I jokingly said, "Haha! I can't wait to see I can't wait to see how they spin a paedophile allegation against my DMs when I've literally never sent them a single one." Lo and behold, he managed to do it. And I literally, like, everyone knew that I had never spoke to him. At which point, everyone was like, "Okay, well, this is definitely fake now." And like, yeah, so that's what I had to deal with for like a week. And like, as soon as it was finished, I'm like, okay, I need to take a break from Discord for a while.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Because,
I mean, can we emphasize that there is also good things happening on the server, right? Because right now, anyone who's hearing this is going to think, why does this server exist?
Okay, I want to clear this up, right? While the server is toxic and a pain in the arse, it is genuinely one of the best no-fap resources you will find online. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an admin on it. Genuinely. Because, I'll put it this way, with stuff like alcohol addiction, you've got AA. With stuff like narcotics, you've got NA. You don't have stuff like this for people who are addicted to porn. And I know that it's a taboo topic, some people don't want to talk about it, but it is something that happens to guys.
I mean, we never say anything taboo on this podcast.
Yeah, we've never, like Ryan especially, you know, but it's...
How is that the thing that we've had the most reaction so far?
It's just too close on the nose, my friend. Oh man, but it is a genuine problem that affects guys our age. So this server does serve its purpose, and you know that's the reason why I'm just not going to out and out leave it. But yeah,
so as much as there's a lot of shit that is like that is shit with like 10, 15, whatever many people. So thousands of other people that it does help, because obviously it sounds scuffed without pointing that out.
We have been trying desperately to cut back on the toxicity, and we have managed to do quite a lot to get rid of it. But unfortunately, when you have a server that big, there you are going to wind up with some retards. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of them things. It's just one of the nuances of being a Discord mod. Oh, but yeah, you know. I just code the bot. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got on a slightly different subject. I want to make an agreement, a sort of contract per se. Reese.
Hello, mate.
Can from now on, you have to say you have to say more things than times I insult you on the podcast. Because at the moment you've not been talking, and I've now insulted you for like 3 episodes in a row more than you've spoken. And I'm not going to stop insulting you because I love you, but you need to start saying more shit. Your contribution to the podcast during the recording, because obviously you do those behind the scenes, needs to be more than just being a punching bag for me. So as long as you speak more than I've insulted you, I'm cool with it. But that's gotta start happening.
Reece, you got a really nice haircut.
It does look good.
Okay, there's a difference between stop insulting him and lying to his face.
Reece, you're my best friend. That's not a lie.
Again.
I like
That's not a lie. That's not a lie. Oh man. I'm not gonna lie, me and Reese have been considering getting a house together, and like, I'm really fucking looking forward to it at this point, like, genuinely.
I mean, after last week's episode, we all know how that's gonna go.
Oh, I mean, just the amount of alcohol. I mean, what was it you said your coach said? Describe me.
Oh no, I don't remember. What was it?
Your coach was like. Said your coach was going to move
he was
out.
just asking about you or something, and then it wasn't what he said, it was what I said about you.
He was like, oh, well, he's a raging alcoholic, and I'm like...
Oh, if it was what you said, then it can't be that funny.
Oh, well, I don't even
now,
drink
the thing is, the amount of alcohol drunk in that house will be pretty average, because you'll be drinking for 2 people, and Reese will be drinking for -1.
Ed doesn't really drink anymore, to be fair.
I will drink. I don't. Yeah.
I just don't think he has the opportunities to as much.
No. I drink on a special occasion. I drink. So okay, if I don't just crack open a bottle anymore, just because I've had a rough day.
I mean, I basically. Can I just say, as much as you guys make fun of me for being an alcoholic, I basically did dry January by accident. The only days I've drunk in January was New Year's and like the 31st because I was on like a Skype call with, or a Zoom call with mates. But that's it. So
Well, you're at home though.
I mean, even when I was at the flat, I was flat for the first 2 weeks.
Honestly, I am just the day Weatherspoons opens up again. I'm going to give myself alcohol poisoning.
I feel like.
When are you back?
Sorry?
When are you back in your flat?
God knows. It'll depend on when my mom can come back. Because that's part of the reason why I'm here, is to help do like. Because my brother's finished at different times now. So they've got and obviously they don't want people staying in school if they don't need to be there. So there's like back and forth at least 3 times a day. And my dad's only just finished his chemo, so it's nice for me to be here to help do that. Because otherwise he's spending his whole day just in the car, and that's a bit much. So whilst my mom's away, I'm definitely going to have to stay here. But then when she comes back, it'd be kind of rude for me not to have seen her properly in a year. And as soon as she comes back, I'm like, all right, I'm off to stay in lockdown in London. But as soon as lockdown in London eases up, I need to get back because I've got shit to do.
Cases are going down a lot though.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're in Spain at the minute.
I mean, I can't complain. I'm
in Spain without the S.
I'm in the sun. I'm by the sea. It's not that cold. The lockdown. There's no lockdown. It's like social distancing and stuff. So I'm allowed to see friends that are also shielding because of their like older family. So it's not. I can't complain for being here at all. Obviously, I do miss my setup.
Jay, I've broken Jay.
It's not difficult, mate. Jay's like one of you know when you break something when you're young and you just put it back together enough so the next person thinks they broke it, right? That's what Jay is.
I broke Jay.
Again, man, again.
Sorry, carry on.
What were you saying about Narcotics Anonymous? Because I feel like there's a pattern here.
Bro, all she wanted was monkey without the K.
Okay. Oh.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
Me too. I watched last week's episode when it was up, and it was quite good, to be fair. It's quite.
I mean, it's way better than this one. I'll tell you that.
You say that every week, and every week the episode ends up being alright.
Every week we managed to make the episode more and more of a shit show. At least last week when we had Jack on, it was like somewhat structured. And I'm saying that not in the definition of structured. I'm saying that in the definition of what this podcast is.
I feel like it's when we don't try that we end up with the best episode.
Never try.
No, but like sometimes we
the
try
best for us
to stick to some form of like. You just, let it flow.
We tried when it was like the Christmas theme one, the New Year's one, And then what else? What was the other one that we did? Is Eddie's mic gone off for someone else?
But this episode's been kind of structured, how it's flowed into different things, and then Eddie's story, and it's been decent up until Eddie saying it was in Spain without the S. It's decent.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, Spain without the S. Me trying to fucking set up this PC over the past few days.
Oh my god, yeah, that was
finally managed to bring it. And I'm not gonna lie, when it finally happened, when I finally did it, I sent Ryan a video, and I legitimately was close to ejaculate. I'm joking.
I did it for you. No, mate, I was so chuffed for you. Because obviously, if it wasn't lockdown and I was in England, I would have been there with you for that. So like, I'm so glad you kept me updated with all of it. And like the amount of times where I was like out, like had 2 minutes to check my phone before my brothers came out of school, and you're sending me stuff, and I'm like, bro, what I would do to go to my computer right now and try and help him with it. Oh.
Right, 1 minute. So, okay, I'll give you the specs of this new PC because I'm going to give you the lowdown and all of like the OS and stuff. So it's got a 37.
Wait, before you start, Reese, can you enter a timestamp for the non-nerds that are listening so that they can skip this bit?
If they want to.
Right, so it's got a 37C, I think a Ryzen 5 with 6 cores, and about 16 gigs of RAM. And
have you only gone for 16?
Huh?
Have you only gone for 16?
Yeah,
I thought you would go for more with your use case. Or are you planning on upgrading down the line?
I have an upgrade path, so if I wanted more. But, and it's got 2 NVMe drives, 250 gigs, a 2 terabyte hard drive, and 2 1 terabyte drives running in RAID 0.
NVMe ones or Gen 3 or Gen 4? I'm sorry, I'm gonna nerd out if we're nerding out.
The NVMe Gen 3s.
Gen 3s. On 1 NVMe drive, I have an encrypted OS of Arch Linux. Reese, shut up. I know you're about to roast me. On the other one,
Reese doesn't know enough to roast you on anything.
On the other one, I have an encrypted install of Windows. The 2 terabyte hard drive is a shared boot drive. Is a shared drive in between the two, and I've named it 50 meg. And the 2 terabyte hard drive. No, the 2 1 terabyte hard drives running in RAID 0 are called fast megs. I love this machine, and it's taken me nearly 4 days to fully prep it out. But oh my god, it was so worth it. And I'm not even done preparing the Windows partition.
By the way, Reese, that was an insult, so you need to say at least one sentence.
Yeah, I was about to say, Reese, you need to start firing back, bro.
Right. Eddie has a really good PC.
Yeah.
Is that an insult?
I thought
No,
Reese
you
was
do.
I don't have a 3090.
Mate, I helped with it. It's a sick PC.
Have any of you ever watched the Misfits podcast?
Misfits?
Yeah.
No.
So there's this group of like Australian YouTubers with like an American guy.
Oh, were you talking about the guy with the
Flag of Souls and Fitz? Yeah, it's the guy with the medieval helmet, and they do a podcast. And I think before our podcast, it was definitely up there for Scuff to Spot, but mostly because they all like talk about their experiences with drugs and shit, and it's a bit of a shit show. But like it's a structured shit show, and it's enjoyable to watch. Unlike this pile of wank we call a podcast. I'm joking. I love you guys.
I feel like there is definitely some a point we need to fully discuss, like ways we can improve it. But you know,
I mean, so there's a guy on it who's called I'm blanking on his name, Mason, and he doesn't really speak that much on it. Like he gets very distracted. And they did an episode with Pokimane when they were out in LA, so they were like all in the room on the couch. And he'd said like I don't think he said a word for the whole podcast. And I feel like Reese is just our Mason.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't know what people see in Pokimane.
I don't find her content. I'm not entertained by her content.
She's like a 4 out of 10 at best.
Which one's the one with the tits? Is it Sweet Anita? Sweet Anita? Is it the one who's got the Tourette's?
Oh yeah.
I thought you said tits.
I thought you said tits. I was like,
Ticks. Nothing. Oh, quit.
That's Dr. Disrespect.
She's funny.
Zoe Burger, that's who you're talking about.
No idea who that is.
This is like 2016 YouTube drama days.
Bro, there's so much scuff stuff on the internet when we really think about it.
Zoe Berger was the cam girl that Macy made the cam girl union channel during 2016. And like, because she got banned off Twitch, she moved to YouTube, and like, I think it was her, Celestia Vega, and a couple of others. I was really involved. I was really invested.
Yeah,
right?
isn't that how you met? Isn't that how you became friends with Jay's girlfriend?
Not talking about this. That was through Shelley Montoya.
Oh yeah, shit. Fuck me. That when you told me that brought me like back to a time of YouTube and Facebook drama that I'd very much chosen to not remember.
You know how I became friends with her?
Go on. You did say it.
Saying Tokyo Ghoul was shit, and me and her had like 2-hour argument about it. Bearing in mind, like, her page was like big, but like, you know, it was at that point where it was like, alright, it was hit or miss whether she responded for me. And I basically messaged her saying Tokyo Ghoul was shit, because she was always toasting about how good that anime was. And like, me and her had like a 2-hour argument about it, and it just ended up with me and her, I wouldn't say mates, like, you know, mates enough that...
Yeah, you were like aware of each other and shit. Can I actually bring up the name of why I brought it up? The friend of a friend that you got in contact with? That you were like... Yeah. So Jay, you'll be happy to know that Eddie here is basically mates with Belle Delphine.
No, I'm not mates with Belle Delphine. I've met her.
But...
Why didn't you tell me? Well, you could have get her my number. Oh no, you don't even have my number. It's fine.
He's doing it as a bit, but there is a little bit of truth in that voice.
I'm joking. Please don't leave me.
Is that official?
The Facebook drama days were... The Facebook drama days were fucking phenomenal. I missed that. I missed those days.
Are you going to make it official?
It was a bit. I was trying to act for it. Carry on, Eddie.
No, man, I miss the Facebook drama days big all the time, you know? Like, you know, like one day you would just log onto Facebook and your mate, like, there was this one page called, like, one guy called Lee Nova, and like, you know, I'd never met the guy, but I spoke to him a couple of times, and the memes he would post, he would, like, you know how Jay got banned off Twitter? He would get banned off Facebook so often, he had 3 different accounts, which he would just move in between every time the other 2 got banned.
Yeah, no mate, that was the reason why I hate Facebook so much is because when I stopped using it, I never thought I'd ever need to use it again. But you still need a Facebook account for Messenger, and people still somewhat use Messenger. Less now than when I first went to uni, but that's probably because we've been locked down for a year. But now all my Facebook is like 13 up to 13-year-old Ryan from like 9 to 13 years old having fights with my mates about what's better between Xbox, PlayStation, photoshopping myself into space, like really badly. And like my really bad cardboard Assassin's Creed cosplay I made, and then Facebook just decides to remind me every year, hey, on this day, you were this level of cringe. Don't worry, the day before you were so much more cringe.
You know, that you really badly photoshopped yourself into space.
Yeah.
I just got that vision of that Indian bloke who put the water filter on, and he was like, I
enjoyed it.
Blah blah. It's just right in space.
Honestly, it wasn't that far off. I made like a really shitty like logo that I like followed an After Effects like tutorial for to try and animate it. It was terrible, man.
I mean, I've gradually, as time gone on, I've just moved away from almost every social media platform. The only one I actively use is Snapchat, and even that I'm considering leaving.
How am I gonna get your poo videos? Can you make your own social media where it's just you that can post? And it's just your
Mastodon, that's already a thing. Legitimately, there's a thing called Mastodon, which so I've been recently being really into the free and open source world because, you know, as you do, when you start using Linux, you just naturally get into this. So I've started getting into the free and open source world, and there's apparently a peer-to-peer social networking version of Twitter called Mastodon, which is, I mean, no one uses it, but it's pretty cool. Like, yeah.
Oh, is that the one that you post about on your Snapchat story?
No, that was Signal. So,
Yeah,
do you know
so I
what
was-
happened with WhatsApp?
Yeah, I did. I saw that. I just haven't had time to look into it as much as I'd like to.
Don't take my word for this. I would advise everyone. But in essence, Facebook have changed their privacy agreement on WhatsApp that they just have access to data now, which they have no business getting. I disclaimer: this doesn't apply in the UK because we actually have data protection laws. But I still don't like where the company was going, so I just left them and I've changed to Signal. Fun fact about Signal, it was actually made by the guy who made WhatsApp, and he made it after Facebook took it over because Facebook, when they took over WhatsApp, promised they wouldn't do this very thing, and within a week they was making plans to do this. So the guy basically left and made Signal. I've joined Signal now. It's an end-to-end encrypted messenger. They
Hashtag
don't
not
track
sponsored.
you or anything.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know. I'm very protective about my.
I mean, when you've got as much dodgy shit as you do.
Yeah, I mean, I have over 400 terabytes of furry porn, so I have to protect that.
It wouldn't surprise me, Eddie, mate.
I'm not gonna lie, I was
Honestly,
into weird shit.
like, all jokes aside, some of the stories and like reports that you read about people who are like caught with like terabytes of illegal porn that they really
Cheap
shouldn't have.
pizza.
Yeah, they like. There was one article I read about this guy who got caught with 400 terabytes. Like, do you understand how many hours of footage that is alone? And that's even without counting how many pictures that could be. And not only that,
Okay, I'm not going to act like I know about this because I don't. I'm not a paedophile. I want to put that out there. But from the various times I used to go on 4chan, 4chan was a dodgy place back in the day. And I know from my time on 4chan during that time, the way that the videos are very few and far between among those circles, so most of the things are stored in images. So for you to have 4 terabytes of images,
400.
Enough said.
Do you know how many hard drives that is? Because they're not buying server grade NVMe drives that can store 8 terabytes per dongle. They've got like they've got to have like old shit that's just cheap and taken off. That is like. It blows my mind.
Terabyte Iron Wolf Seagate drive, only £30 from Cyberpunk. Sorry. Carry on. We're not sponsored by Cyberpower.
I wish.
Carry on.
I wish. I mean, after Elite Clothing, that would be definitely a company I want.
Do you know how many sponsors I've emailed? The amount of companies I've emailed about a sponsor, mate. That day when I was like Googling a bunch of them.
You realise that we're only going to get sponsors from companies that don't listen to the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I want to just say that if you can get a sponsorship from Step 1 Underwear, I will love you for it. You own Step 1. He understands.
You do not understand how comfortable.
No word of a lie. These are the.
My brother literally was like, "Oh, get them." I was like, "No, just."
Guys, I'm just saying this. If you are a guy, treat yourself. This is the best pair of underwear you will own in your life.
You know what? I'm glad to hear it because I was dead curious when I saw the ads.
This is genuinely the best pair of underwear you will own in your life.
Not an ad.
I've basically switched out my underwear almost entirely. I do not have a single regret.
What did you do with the old ones? And
I sold them to desperate grandmothers on eBay.
Anybody seeing this on YouTube, I apologise for the boxes. Yeah, I'm a very large man. They are the greatest, right? And I mean greatest. They stop chafing, whatever the I don't care what it's called.
Mate.
Honestly, godlike. Honestly,
there are few brands who I am genuinely loyal to. Step 1 is the best underwear brand out there. If someone was to offer me a single pack of Step 1s versus like £300 underwear from fucking whatever designer underwear brands there are, I would take the Step 1.
Wait, is there designer underwear?
I think there is. Calvin Klein. I don't know. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really a fashion guru. This is the most fancy brand I own, and it's a Leslie or a Lease or whatever the fuck it is.
I got in touch with Step One. And I said, look, just to try and get a free pair of boxers, right? And I said, look, mine have got a hole in because my brother's had a hole in like that big, like tiny. Yeah. And they went, oh yeah, they gave me a free pair. I was like, all right, cool. So I purposely put a tiny hole in them, and then I emailed them, and my brother went, they don't ask for photos, it's fine. He got a photo. I was like, Stab. Yeah, I have. So they sent me a free pair. I was like, winner, and just so the others back up, free pair of boxes, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're genuinely the greatest.
I mean, you
Can we get a sponsorship too? This is how I scam them to get free underwear.
No, that's how much I love them. That just proves, like, I love them.
Like,
you're willing to scam them because you love them so much.
I genuinely never gonna buy a brand of underwear ever.
I won't. I own Ted Baker, Calvin Klein, random boxes, but...
Alright, flex. Just because you have money and we don't.
No. I will never, ever...
How much did you spend on the new PC? I'm joking.
Huh?
No, I'm joking. I know you've been saving.
Oh, man. No,
Alright, so before we end the podcast, Reese, would you like to say your 6 sentences for the week?
In fact, Reese, do the outro.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
You've literally said fuck all this week.
Man,
you know what? It's weird. I've spoke more than Reese this week. Jesus.
And Jay's usually the one on the fucking ropes.
Yeah.
Jay, you've said less this week than Jay did last week. Jay literally spoke more than you on last week's episode.
On the intro.
Than you have this week. Reese, do you understand?
this is true.
I was like for 30 seconds and I spoke more than Reese today.
Reese, tell us a story to end off the week.
I honestly don't have any. Life's a bit of a stinker right now, innit?
It doesn't have to be a story from right now.
Eddie, hit us with an outro.
No, you do the outro this week.
Man, I don't have one. I'm not into weird
You've
girls
got to say something.
I'm not into weird girls.
Hey, I'm into normal girls.
I can't make the joke. I can't do it.
No, don't do it.
Mate, you can't clap back.
Goodbye.
You can't clap back.
Thanks for listening.
Right,
Bye. Bye. Oh, no.